So I think there's a number of different ways that you can try and improve patient centricity in clinical trials. We do a lot of this in the rare disease space, and I think there what we try and focus on is the idea that every patient is quite individual, and you want to try and have patient input all along the process of the clinical trial pathway, particularly in the planning stage. Actually, you can learn huge amounts from patients when you're trying to plan a clinical trial protocol and try and appreciate the burden that that protocol will have on them, and this means you can hopefully build a trial which will work better for the patients themselves, and that in turn should increase the compliance on the trial itself. I think there are a lot of things that people can learn from rare diseases because there's that need for the patients themselves to be more engaged from the off. Because it's so hard to find people interested in these diseases, the patients have had to form these groups. Often, you're talking about 20 patients in a country, but they do come together and try and drive things forward. And because of that, my sense is that the rare disease research field is a little bit ahead of some of the other areas of research in patient engagement, in designing new endpoints that are patient focused, that work for what patients are looking for, in making sure patients have a say and feedback into trials as they're running and after they've run, so people can learn from them there. So I think that's a major area to learn from. The plasticity in the trial design, I think, is a really, really big one as well. It's often very hard to run a clinical trial that might have a randomized control arm, for example, because there are so few patients or the condition is so severe that it would be unethical to deliver that treatment, not to deliver the treatment, sorry. So that means I think often some of the trial designs themselves have been a bit more adaptive in that space, and that could be a great area for some more common disease studies to focus on, to learn from, to see how we can move forward in delivering new trials, and maybe using the evidence generated from those trials to lead to regulation and successful regulation and approval for new drugs.